And with our easy, secure online payment option, you don't even need to leave your office. Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Speaking at the NFL League meetings this morning, Steelers coach Mike Tomlin told reporters the 6+ hour meeting they had with Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh earlier this month was a productive one. Added he didn't have any new updates on the matter, and the Steelers don't have a deadline for a decision from Rodgers. Seems at this point they are his only option if he chooses to play this season. Currently, Mason Rudolph, Skylar Thompson are the only quarterbacks on Pittsburgh's roster. Sources tell ESPN the proposal to ban the tush push has support within the competition committee. 24 of the 32 NFL owners would need to approve the ban for it to take effect. Suspensions likely coming from the NBA following last night's Timberwolves-Pistons brawl that spilled into the stands. 5 players and 2 coaches were ejected. Suns superstar Kevin Durant will undergo an MRI today on his left ankle sprain.
Oftentimes, the wheelchairs our veterans and first responders receive from their healthcare providers are subpar at best. Some are falling apart with a years-long waiting list for a new one. This lag causes a tremendous amount of stress for our heroes and creates a burden for their caregivers. Isolation leads to depression. We build what they need to get outdoors, hunting, fishing, or playing sports. Join the mission at wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
The best in local sports talk from the 256. We are local.
When you're number one, you don't have to worry.
We are award-winning. Thank you for listening. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You'll be set for life.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Hello and welcome in to another week of the Blitz. John Abraham, Cap Pool, alongside Joe Hunk here on a rainy morning in the Tennessee Valley. We got a lot of things to hop into today, but Joe, I think the biggest thing right now is maybe the March Madness, but also probably the torpedo bat that's taking the MLB by storm.
I saw this a lot over the weekends, and everybody freaking out and wanting to freak out about the torpedo bats. It looked just a little bit different.
A little bit.
It's not illegal.
No.
Before anybody asks, it is not illegal. And I've basically what this is a concept. It is somebody just thinking differently.
Yeah.
They're using science.
It's what the Yankees do. I mean, if there's something that they can take advantage of.
Oh, no, and brag about world championships and all that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, 2009, 27 of them. I mean, there's a reason that they can.
What year is it?
It's been over a decade, Joe. It's been over a decade. Similar to Denny Hamlin.
George Steinbrenner.
And the last time he won at Martinsville. But, we'll talk about that a little bit later. I have 18 seconds to talk about it, Joe. We're not going to get into this right now.
Okay. No.
18 seconds, Joe. That was the fastest lap at Martinsville this past weekend.
Oh, thank heavens. 18 seconds. Can we have the race there every week? So you have that happened. Obviously, the Final Four took place. I love the way that you fly past it as an Alabama fan. Just like,
it's all chalk, Joe. I mean, it came down to
then be better.
No, my CPU bracket. All right, the only one to succeed this far in is in the top 1 million in all of America. All of the people who jumped in on this thing, the CPU, the one that I just said, okay, how about the computer picks the games for me? It gets it all right, and of course, that's how it is nowadays. That's how it's going to be. We're seeing 1-1-1-1. All of the best teams in the Final Four for the first time since 2008. But here's the thing. I don't think that stat's going to mean anything 3 years from now when it's happened 3 times in a row.
Who says it's going to happen 3 times in a row?
I say it's going to happen 3 times in a row.
Florida has been the hottest basketball team in college basketball probably for the last 2 months.
You're not wrong.
I mean,
You're not wrong. And Houston's been pretty freaking good too, but nobody's talking about it.
Well, no, it's because they're in the Big 12 and nobody gives the Big 12 any sort of credit whatsoever.
Nobody's giving Duke I mean, that same type of cold shoulder, and they're in the ACC, which got less teams than the Big 12 did, into the March Madness. I mean, this is the thing. We're looking at 2 SEC teams against the best teams right now.
Basically,
that's what
the
I'm
best
seeing.
of the rest.
That's what I'm seeing.
It's the SEC versus the best of the rest. And there's honestly people that are upset and wanting to bash the SEC for quote unquote only getting 2 into the Final Four. I'm sorry that we make up half of the bracket.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that when we head to San Antonio, that half of the teams from there are coming from our conference. I am so incredibly sorry.
So sorry.
Like we started with 14. We had over half of the Sweet 16. Let's see how many of these teams were actually in the Elite 8.
Seems like 7 of them.
I mean, I'm genuinely sitting here like, okay, well, you had Alabama, you had Auburn, you had Tennessee. There's 3. So Ole Miss lost, Kentucky lost, which yes, what happens when you talk the trash that you did.
Yeah.
Those are those things. Like I can't help that we make up half the bracket. And you just want to make fun of it just to find something to make fun of.
Oh, there's always going to be people that are going to say that they're overrated, the SEC. Oh, there's so much talk about them. It's because there is so much talk about them. It's not because they're overrated. It's because this is straight up the most popular conference right now because it's the best. It's similar to all that music. Looks like you're having a problem over there, Joe. It's similar to the best music being played on the radio again and again. I
swear to God, this mic.
It may be mainstream.
Swear.
It may be mainstream music, but it's still really good, and you cannot deny it. That's the same with the SEC.
Well, hating the SEC is just like hating Nickelback and hating Creed. Like, it became so much fun that everybody just wanted to do it. Doesn't mean that they're not good.
Yeah.
Yes, it really actually does not mean that.
And for the most part, it's mainly people outside of the Southeast, except for a few people maybe named Jeff for whatever. I don't know if he loves
by the way, if you'd not seen over the weekend, Creed is actually one of the 2 bands that's being considered for the Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh my gosh. Are we back? We're so back, baby.
Oh,
no more Kendrick Lamar and his
I'm telling you that is the case. And no, Matt's right. The SEC is also going to have 50% of the national championship game because one of the SEC teams has to win.
I mean, it has to. If you want to have, and I agree with Drew in some ways, when it comes down to it, if you want to have the best run for a conference in all of history, you have to win the national title. And that, I don't think, is what's on the horizon. And it sucks to say that just because Auburn and Florida have been so hot in these last few games. Florida has struggled against a few teams in the form of Michigan State, obviously, earlier on against UConn, which is rightfully so. I mean, this is not an easy tournament to get through. But at the same time, those struggles are going to lead to a very hard time and maybe some extra time in March Madness, whereas teams like Houston, teams like Duke, I mean, they've made it look easy, not just against the easy opponents, but against the best of the best.
Well, and with Auburn is going to be based on Janai Broom and what we find out about him.
Yeah. Shoulder, arm just kind of fell out of place. It was crazy.
For anybody that doesn't understand this, like the whole thing of it, that was a dog move.
Oh, it was.
I mean, a straight dog move.
Yeah, I think more dog than Ben Roethlisberger taking a dump and then coming back and winning against the Browns.
Speaking of taking a dump on a segment, that's like I can't even try to figure out how to just keep moving from that.
You just got to try.
No, you just absolutely. No, that was a dog move.
Yeah.
He goes back into the locker room. Heavens knows what happens back there. Any athlete probably has an idea. You getting back on the sidelines, and even the reporter's like, hey, there's a slim chance that he may come back into the game.
Oh, he's back, baby.
It was like 10 seconds later, the man's back in the game. Like it was not even, that is what you do whenever you were saying, I am not going to sit here and watch my team lose. Yeah. Not saying that Auburn couldn't win without him.
They were up by like 10 points.
They were up, but he said, I am not going to sit on the sidelines and watch our momentum go away, our ability to go to the Final Four go away, and Michigan State come back on us. I am going to go out back there on that court. I don't care what I have to do.
Yeah.
And so that's great. Now you need to figure out how healthy he is going to be going into the Final Four on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's the important part now, because can they beat Florida? Well, they haven't beat them yet this season. In fact, they've actually got embarrassed by Florida the past 2 games.
Yep.
And so is that going to be it? But you do know that having Janai Broome in this is going to be a massive X factor for you trying to beat Florida. Because look, I know there was a period of time that we talked with people, and we're going to talk with Ike Jones coming up here in about 10 minutes from now. And we even said, I don't care if he's scoring only 8 points or 7 points right now. I need him in the Elite Eight. Yeah. I need him in the Sweet 16. I need him healthy for the Final Four. That's how Auburn is going to win the national championship. I need him in March/April.
No doubt.
That's when I need him.
Yeah.
That's when they need him now.
And I think it's great for the game to have the top players stay healthy throughout. I mean, that's been, the main case for these best teams is they've been able to stay healthy. Duke, of course, you drop one guy, but then you get a guy like Knipple, and he comes out, and now he is going to be a star, So, and he's probably a one and done just like Flag is. So you have this NBA team. Then you have Auburn, who's made of just straight up dogs, all of them. It could be Miles Carey. We could go all the way down to Janai Broome, of course. I mean, we can go everywhere with that team. To Florida, who's stayed healthy a majority of the season, and all the way to Houston, who you may not have been really paying attention to, but it seems like they are, Superman in this occasion. But now we're looking at the SEC versus the SEC because they have to play each other. I hate that it's that case, but Tennessee and Alabama lost. And then you have on the other side two of, I would say, the best teams in all of college basketball, better than Florida, better than Auburn at the moment, playing against each other. And it's going to be great to see who can win it. It's going to also be a revenge game for Houston because remember, Joe, last year we saw this game. Houston lost. Duke moves forward. Duke ends up losing, of course, in I believe it was the Elite Eight. And then it goes down to what it ended up being. These are two teams that are going to give everything to win against the SEC. So for the SEC to have the best season or the best March Madness tournament appearance for this conference, they need to play the best basketball I think we've ever seen.
Well, I honestly think that's if you're choosing which side it is, right? Again, like we asked the question, I think a few weeks ago, do you take the SEC or the field?
The red pill or the blue pill?
Yes. My mic needs a blue pill. And so we know which one it chose. It chose the red pill, obviously, because it would needed the blue one.
Now there's like hymns and stuff like that.
I mean, it needed something to stay up. But do you take the SEC or the field? We're still able to ask that question because we know in the national championship, there's still going to be an SEC team.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, the thing is about Houston is, are they actually going to be able to score enough? Because the reason why they beat Tennessee was because you had two of the best, if not the two best defensive teams in college basketball playing against each other.
No doubt.
And that's the reason why, that is why Tennessee even got to that. It wasn't because of the scoring. Can they score? Yes. But their defense is what got them to the Elite Eight. Now with Houston, it's going to be the same question, the same story. Can the defense hold Duke enough where the offense can actually outscore them in this? Because I don't care if it is Auburn or if it is Florida. If Houston is the team in the national championship, either Florida or Auburn are going to win your national championship. They are that good offensively, and they are that good around the rim. And I say that because I am under the assumption that Janai Broome is on the court. That is it. I remember sitting there last night and I'm watching the game as I'm grilling, and all I'm thinking to myself is, I have this feeling Auburn's going to win this game because they were up by like 12 and 14. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, and I'm going back to like 2019, I believe it was Chumo Kiki. And all I'm thinking to myself is, can we get through a tournament without our best player getting injured where he's knocked out of the game? Can we just do this? Because this happened in 19 too. And so I'm just thinking, like, please, like, Heavenly Father, just make it where if Auburn's going to lose, they're going to do it with all of their guys on the court. Well, that's all I want. Like I'm okay if my team loses and I had everybody available and I have no excuses. Hey, you beat me. Like, you're good, man. That's it. But the moment that you lose the best player, and I'm like, I mean, not just the best player. This man's arguably going, it may even be the national player of the year this year. I just want him on the court. Yeah. Just put him on the court, because him 70, 80%. And look, it's not like Chaney Johnson wasn't playing amazing trying to fill in the void for Broome, but just give me Broom. That is a massive difference maker, especially if we were to get Broom versus Flag on Monday.
Yeah. Well, Joe, I feel like your prayers were answered just for the game last night because he
Thank
did
God
come
for
back
medicine and shots.
and finish off that one. But it is going to be a question moving into the Final Four, which will be on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, whether or not Jonai Broom will be healthy or what the percentage of health he
we'll
will
get
be
his
at.
brother Johnny. If we've got to get Johnny Broom, I mean, just make sure there's a Broom on the court.
Yeah. Well, hopefully not.
Just not for Florida, because then that means that they swept.
People would trip over it. Right now, Duke is projected to win against Houston. According to ESPN Analytics, they have a 53.9% chance of winning that one. And then on the Auburn, Florida side of things, Auburn actually has a 47.9% chance to win over Florida.
Yeah, so you have that happening as well. So that's where obviously a lot of the focus is going to be because of Auburn playing in the Final Four. I know that we are going to have Ike Jones coming up here in just a little bit. I had a lot of family and friends that were over at the in Atlanta over the weekend as well, just trying to get to it. And yes, have it finish the regular season off, or at least finish the home regular season off, winning 2 of 3. The one loss was on Friday to the Birmingham Bulls. I will call them that because they beat Huntsville, so I can't make fun of them at the moment. And the other thing about this, which was absolutely wild, and we talked about it on the broadcast, I was texting people wanting to double check beforehand. If you were there on Saturday night for Margaritaville night, Jimmy Buffett night, AKA Brian Wilson shutout night.
Rest in peace. Not Ryan Wilson, but
no,
Jimmy
or Brian.
Buffett.
Yeah. But if you experienced the national anthem, and I say experience the national anthem because I have a feeling that there were multiple Havoc fans sitting there going, that was something.
Are we playing the national anthem on the show today?
We're not going to play the national anthem on the show. We're not.
Why?
It was probably 15 to 20 people playing a ukulele for the national anthem.
Come on, Joe.
They are called the Ukesters.
Give me something. I'm going to find it.
I'm about to give you something. Hold up.
Fine. Okay.
Those are my cousins.
All of them?
Don't know about all of them, but some of them.
Tara says it was an experience.
It was an experience.
Joe, I'm going to find the Yukis. Is that what you call them?
The Ukesters.
The Ukesters. That's a better name.
Those are my cousins. They have actually performed at family reunions. The Ukesters. I understand the experience. And I had to even double check with my dad because I texted him going, wait a second, what was the name of the band that played at our family reunion? And he goes, I can't remember it. And then my stepmother says, Ukesters. I said, okay, they are performing the national anthem tonight. And he goes, wait, are you serious? I was like, look, I don't really believe that there are multiple ukulele bands throughout the Tennessee Valley. I'm going to say that the Ukesters are it. And sure enough, my relatives started posting pictures of them at the game, playing the national anthem with the ukuleles. Yes, the Ukesters, those were my cousins that were playing the national anthem.
Well, we're going to have plenty of time to find that,
Yep.
as well as talk with the listeners as well about everything that happened over the weekend. 256-576 97.7 is the number to get in. And on top of that, always remember that the show is presented by the wonderful people over at Fleming Roofing and Restoration. The guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you're having any roofing problems, make sure you look them up online at FlemingHSV.com. And remember that Fleming always shows up. Joe,
Sup?
we got to hop to a break because when we get back,
Ike Jones.
we're talking Auburn basketball.
What's his name?
Ike Jones.
There we go. Making
from
sure.
The War Report. Gonna
Ike
be on
Jones.
next here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, ESPN Winchester, and WZZN TV.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. March Madness is here, and it's time to hoop it up at Baumhauer's Victory Grill with our Slam Dunk specials. It's nothing but net with a pound of our world-famous wings. Tip it off with our party-ready trays, including traditional wings, buttermilk fried chicken tenders, and hot lips, to name a few. Want a cold beer with those wings? How about $7.99 pitchers of Yingling served all day, 7 days a week? Break out those brackets and bring the gang to the best watch party place in town, Baumhauer's Victory Grill, the true king of wings.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Flying nonstop from Huntsville is a breeze on Breeze Airways. They're nice people flying nice people to nice places on really nice planes. Let's be direct. Nonstop from Huntsville to the places you want to go. Las Vegas, Orlando, or Tampa starting at $49. It's time for a weekend getaway or a long overdue week away. Time to check in using the convenient Breeze app and check out. What are you waiting for? Book today at flybreeze.com. That's flybreeze.com. Breeze Airways. Seriously nice.
The Bass Pro Shops Red Crest Championship Outdoor Expo will be at the Von Braun Center April 4th, 5th, and 6th in conjunction with the MLF Red Crest Championship on Lake Gunnersville. The Outdoor Expo will be open from 11 to 6:30 daily, and the first 200 kids 14 and under on Saturday will receive a free Abu Garcia rod and reel, courtesy of WHNT News 19. There will be hourly giveaways, tackle and boat deals, seminars, and a chance to meet the pros. And it's free of charge. The Bass Pro Shops Red Crest Championship Outdoor Expo, April 4th through 6th at the BBC.
We are your home for March Madness.
Double comes, Pettiford splits it, floats it in lane.
We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Continuing on the Blitz, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. ESPN Winchester, WZZN TV. Don't forget that we are always brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys you need to talk to about all your roofing needs, which may be something you have to talk to today, depending on how everything's going with the storms outside right now. If you are having roofing problems, though, you need to look them up online and fill out for your free quote today. And remember that Fleming always shows up. Before
Very good, Joe.
We get to Ike Jones, make sure you see how I am actually saying it properly instead of, the way that you want to call him Mike Taylor.
It was an accident. It was one time, Joe.
I have found the Euksters.
Okay. Do we play? You know what? National anthem before anything great. I think Ike Jones can live up to that. Where is it, Joe? Did you click on the wrong one? Were they singing it?
Oh, yes. Can you hear the ukuleles?
Very faint.
Yeah. The Euksters.
Wow.
I'm looking at Kevin Weaver Vitali's face right now during it. It was probably the face of a lot of people during the Euksters. Look, their family So I'm not saying I'm just letting you know that was family.
An experience is an experience, and
Look,
let's just say it's
we all
way
can't-
better than anything we saw at in Pelham, especially during halftime.
We all can't have guys that are just amazing on a mic, okay? Like we can't just sit here and all have Prince and Eminem and your family, okay?
Well, that's where the ukes come in.
Sometimes we just have people that are amazing at the ukulele.
Yes.
So let's talk to Ike Jones about everything but a ukulele from the War Report. How's it going today, man?
I'm good, man. I'm definitely not an expert on ukulele. So I'm glad that we're pivoting from that conversation.
Trust me, I'm not either. I just know that I have family members that apparently are really good at it. That's all I found out over the weekend at this point in time with there. We also found out though, bro, it's not over. I mean, this adultery song. It's not over. We're heading to San Antonio now. But before
still dancing, baby.
I'm still dancing. And for me personally, I love the fact that this went through Michigan State because I literally loathe Michigan State with a passion. But I say that to say Sweet 16 and Elite 8, I know that they ended in wins, but Janai Broom, how are we feeling about him going into today's now that we've had about 12 hours to think about the injury?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he came back and played is good. And the fact that it's his right arm, not his left, is good. The question is going to be about like how much actual mobility is he going to have with that arm to be able to dribble and defend and that sort of thing. I think ultimately he'll be fine. Will he be 100%? No. But has he been 100% for a long time? No. And he still went out there and was dominant in the first half, or really first 30 minutes of that game last night. So I think you're just going to have to live with a hobbled Janai Broom and figure out how to make it work.
And so, but with this team, as far as a whole is concerned, again, I know that the Final Four was the expectation. A lot of people have been picking them to win the national championship. So, it's not hey, does this season live up to expectations? But looking back at the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8, you're still playing. So I know it's a good thing, but what did you think about the way that they did play against Michigan and against Michigan State?
First half versus Michigan, forgettable, right? Like there was just not a lot that you from that first half and say, oh man, we can reproduce this effort. There's very much things that you would just throw away and say, never do that again. Second half Michigan is where you say, okay, this is the team that can let's be clear. Michigan, not a great team, but very solid team and gritty team that was not going away versus some tough competition in the end of their season there in Big Ten tournament, the first couple of rounds of the NCAA tournament. And Auburn pretty much just shut their water off and was like, yep, there's enough of this. And then you start the game out versus Michigan State with that same kind of energy and Janai Broom's going crazy. So there's some very good things that you can take away from that. The end of the game versus Michigan State and the sloppy way in which you finished that seems as if that's kind of been a pattern thing for this team of they take their foot off of the gas and it becomes disastrous. So if they can just keep their foot on the gas the entire time, which I don't know how you go into a game versus Florida, potentially Houston or Duke, and don't have your foot on the gas 40 minutes. I'd feel good going into both of those games, knowing that a team that's focused is a very difficult team to beat in Auburn.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Ike Jones from the War Report is our guest, talking all things Auburn basketball. And I want to talk about the growth of these teams, not just Auburn, because, of course, they've played these two teams up north, on top of that, Creighton and Alabama State, to get to this point. But for a team like Florida, last time Auburn saw them was back in February 8th. And, of course, it came in the form of a loss. How has Florida grown on their side that might worry you, or might be something that Auburn needs to kind of keep an eye on as they go forward in this matchup?
Well, in the matchup in Auburn, Elijah Martin wasn't even playing in that game, right? And so that's the thing that, that iteration or that version of Florida is something Auburn hasn't seen yet except on film. So the athleticism that he brings to the wing and what he brings to their defensive end particularly is going to be something that Auburn needs to be able to contend with. And then Florida is just a team that you absolutely, I talked about taking your foot off. You can't afford to take your foot off the gas against Florida. Texas Tech had them dead in the water. And Florida just found ways to get buckets, get stops. Texas Tech needs to figure out how to make free throws at the end of that game. That would have been helpful. But, like, still, the Walter Clayton Jr. is quite possibly the best guard in the country. He just does not quit, and he finds ways to make big shots at ends of games. And then Thomas Houck has been an absolute difference maker for that Florida team. So definitely looking forward to seeing what he's able to do in this tournament versus Auburn, because I think he's going to be an X factor for them.
Yeah, and you got two teams from the SEC making it into the Final Four. Is that similar to what you were thinking was going to happen, or what do you expect? What did you expect out of the SEC this March Madness?
Yeah, I mean, I think the four best teams in the country are the four final teams in this tournament. So this is about what you should have expected if you've been watching college basketball this season. That Duke team is a phenomenal team. Houston is a phenomenal team, and Florida, has been a team that I thought was the best team in the country during the last final stretch of the season, and Auburn dominated the vast majority of the regular season. So this is about what you should have expected. It doesn't always go that way in March, but it did this time.
Yeah, just the first time in NCAA tournament history since 2008. So for me, I expect, of course, the best of the best to be at the end, but that's usually not the case. What's the best part about having all of these one seeds just in the Final Four for just the finale of this whole thing?
I mean, listen, you should expect some really good basketball being played. The best athletes with the best coaches, and there's none of that. There shouldn't be a situation where a team is just looking absolutely overmatched. And I say that, and then I watch Duke absolutely dismantle Alabama, and then, there's no reason why that game should have been as lopsided as it was. And then Houston made Tennessee look like they didn't belong. And so, you hope you don't see that in any of these Final Four matchups with these teams, the way that they're constructed and the way that they can play defense. But hey, listen, any given night, somebody's on an off night and it's going to look pitiful for their offense. With the way that these teams can play defense, it will get ugly really fast. So
no doubt about that. Ike Jones from the War Report is our guest, and it is truthful. I mean, we looked at two of the teams we thought were some of the best teams in the country in the form of Alabama and Tennessee, and the way that they came out, it wasn't typical. It was slow. It just seemed like they were trying to gauge some of these playmakers on Houston and Duke, and obviously it's kind of hard to do that at this point of the season because those teams, they're already on the gas. They'll be up by 10 before you know it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Bama seemed like they exhausted all of their ability to make shots in the Sweet 16 game because they just it was an awful performance for them from the 3-point line, and that's kind of just the engine of their offense. They want to get up and down and they want to shoot threes, and it just was not happening for them in that game. And then Tennessee their offense had been coming and going all season, and it proves to be the case again that if Chaz Lanier comes out and he doesn't start well, he won't finish well. Like, he's not a guy who, for whatever reason, he's got to see some shots go through early. He doesn't really just kind of pick it up out of nowhere in most games. That offense was sputtering there. Houston's defense looked suffocating, and their offense looked amazing. So I'm looking forward to some really good games coming up here this weekend.
As I Jones joins us right now, you can always follow him on X. Two different places you can do it. At the War Report is one, but also at TWR I Jones for all your information with Auburn. And we asked you about Janai Broome and his health going into this weekend, and it's like, hey, you're going to have to be okay with him not being at 100%. Is there somebody on the team, though, that may need to step up if he is not 50% in this? Because, look, I don't doubt that he's going to be on the court because, again, he's dog. But at the same time, who needs to step in it? Because I saw Chaney Johnson trying to do that against Michigan State while Broome was back in the back. But, is it him or somebody else that needs to step up in that scenario?
Yeah, it's going to have to be Chaney Johnson because he is the only big left on that team that can give you offense as well. Like, Dylan Cardwell's going to do his thing on defense. But he's not going to play 40 minutes for you if Janai Broome can't go. And as much as you love the energy and effort from a guy like Jaheim Hudson off of the bench, he still doesn't give you the athleticism that Chaney does. So To supplement what Janai Broome does, it's got to be Chaney Johnson that's going to chip in and give you some additional points. And he proved that he could do that during the games when Janai wasn't there during the season. So he's gonna have to step up in a big spot here if his number gets called.
What about with Chad Baker-Mazara? Like, we've seen him be emotional throughout the tournament. Obviously, we saw it through the SEC and through the regular season with this. Like, he only had about 6 points yesterday. Is this like something really that I know Auburn fans are like, hey, we need him to kind of chill out, which he kind of was for the most part through the game yesterday. But is that like part of his game when it's getting that fired up and kind of feeding off of the emotion of the other team?
Yeah, he's a guy, I've heard it said that, he's got to toe that line. He can't be so far to one side or the other, because if he's not toeing the line, then he's too laid back and he's not giving you the passion and the aggression that you need. And if he's over the line, then of course he's, elbowing guys to the back of the head, right? So you've got to figure out a way to keep him right there on the edge of that and ready to activate, but not fully go there. And he showed it at point. I think he's bothered a little bit more by the whatever happened to him during that Creighton game than has been let on, because he hasn't been as good defensively. And I think that's the biggest thing for him, is he's still trying to get himself back into some mobility. And then he ended up in this game, he had a left wrist injury, which that's not good because he's a left-handed guy.
Right.
So he's going to need these couple of days to just get himself back right.
Which stat are you looking at more? Is it the points per game, or is the points against, the points allowed for these teams?
It's definitely defense. Like, the defense is the thing that should be consistent. And so, though, Florida's put up a lot of points, Houston's put up a lot of points, all of these teams are really great on the defensive side of the basketball as well. Duke, great on the defensive side of the basketball. So I think the team that comes in most prepared to lock down what the other team does is going to be the team that prevails in this one, because the shots are going to come and go, but that defense needs to be consistent.
Yeah, and usually when I'm looking at those, you got to remember that the conferences, of course, that these teams have been playing against for Duke, the ACC, the Big 12 for Houston. Is that conversation just kind of out the window now? Like, talking about how, not competent. The ACC has been kind of just all throughout their field, and also the Big 12 still getting in more than the ACC, but is not just living up to what the SEC has been all season long.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, I don't think it matters. Duke's proven that they can go out there and they can punch back against some teams that have some physicality.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech definitely fit the bill for that. They were owning the paint for a little bit in that game. So, right now, weak conference, strong conference, none of that matters. Go out there and win basketball games. The SEC is guaranteed to at least have one team in the championship at this point in time. So I think that the superiority that the SEC boasts about is still on display, considering two teams in the Final Four, won't get an all SEC final, but you will, again, guaranteed at least one team in there. And I think just looking at the number of teams from the SEC that made the Sweet 16 and subsequently the Elite Eight kind of validates that same kind of feeling that the SEC was the superior conference this season. But yeah, at this point in time, it's just go win basketball games. Who cares? And we can chant SEC at the end if somebody hoists that title.
Yeah, nobody could say that it's overrated at that point, but they still will. Ike Jones from the War Report is our guest, and a few more questions before we get you out of here. I know you're busy. Talk about how much you've kind of enjoyed this tournament. Of course, you with the Auburn perspective, it's going to be a little bit more, but overall, the field compared to let's say the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. Of course, for me particularly, I've had an opportunity to be at all of the games.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed it from that standpoint. But there have been some really good games, and I know a lot of people are lamenting the death of the Cinderella, but it's still been really great basketball, right? So I'm just enjoying watching some really talented, athletic teams go out there and put some great basketball on display. And it's not had its lack of moments of buzzer beaters and close games and all. It's been great basketball this tournament.
So that means that you're going to San Antonio, right?
I am currently trying to figure out how I'm getting like there. Listen, man, if I got a hitchhike, I'll start with the thumbs up tomorrow and find a way to get there. But yeah, I'm making my way to San Antonio this weekend, come hell or high water.
Look, here's what I say you do. Just wait until the bus is about to leave Neville Arena, and then just throw the hitch on the back and just put the car in neutral. That's it. I mean, it may only get you to the airport, but at least get you there.
Yeah.
I mean, at least get you in neutral. I mean, but at least get you to the airport, so it may get you a couple miles going there, for save you a little bit of gas on there. But no, now before we let you go, because obviously all Auburn fans are going to be focusing on this, also because the football team is god awful. Is there anything for the football team that we need to know, or do we just 100% want to continue just focusing on the Final Four?
I mean, the only thing that I will note is that from talking to some of the players and people around the program, the smoke around whether or not Deuce Knight could be the real deal, it seems to be pretty true. Like he is way ahead of schedule right now. And those additional reps that he's going to get this spring are going to be helpful to keep him on that pace. So, listen, I still am of the mind that Jackson Arnold is the guy, but should he falter, Deuce Knight seems like he's going to be ready to step in there.
All right, Deuce Knight's going to be the starting quarterback. Good.
We've been thinking about this. I've been watching the video, Joe. I don't know about you, but this kid looks pretty. He looks pretty capable.
I'll take. Look, right now, I will take a Deuce at QB before Jackson Arnold any day. Okay, I'm 1,000%. You take that however you want.
No, I'm joking. No,
but no,
I mean, the jokes kind of write themselves when you say stuff like you're going to take a Deuce at QB. So I don't know if we're going to go down that road. We already had Peyton Thorne the last.
No, that's the opposite. We got the wrong Peyton, man. We got Peyton off Team U. We did not get the real Peyton.
Real Peyton's in Texas right now.
God.
I was wondering how many people were going to call that game versus Michigan State the right to Peyton Manning. I keep saying Peyton Manning. Maybe it's because in my mind I wonder.
What do you know? No. Now I need to know. What do you know right now? That's what I need to know, because he's on the mind, and now I need to know, what are you hiding from us right now?
I'm clearly hiding dementia or something.
See, you can't complain though with me, Joe. I might have said Ike Taylor once, but I mean, it happens. You have such strong names out here.
I understand this, but I'm just sitting here thinking, like he said Peyton Manning a couple of times now. What do we need to know about Peyton Manning? Do you got like a special with Omaha coming up? Like, is there like an Ike Jones special that we need to be talking about right here? Like, no, trust me. Look, I tried to get you to say that the loser of the Oklahoma Auburn game in maybe basketball was the one that actually had to take Jackson Arnold, but you didn't want to go with that. So no, we're not going to do this for Peyton Thorne now, because I don't know why he was at Pro Day. I guess he was just there to shake hands to people. I don't know, but I
mean, Keandre Lambert-Smith had to have somebody throwing the ball.
That's true.
Gotcha.
And nobody was available, so they got Peyton Thorne.
I feel like we made a joke about this a long time ago, about him just being up in the rafters, like in a cage, and it was going to lower down.
Yes, we did. He was going to be hanging from the rafters in Neville Arena, and the loser of Auburn and Oklahoma had to take Jackson Arnold back home.
Oh, so now we had the other side of it. So there's the second cage.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. So I guess the loser of that game, now being Michigan State, has to claim Peyton Thorne as their alum.
Good. Okay. There you go. We do not have to claim him anymore at all. Thank you.
Ike, we very much appreciate your time, brother. Let the people know where they can find you online and on socials.
Absolutely. At the War Report out there on social media, PWRI Jones on the X. And you can hit us up on YouTube at the War Report.
Very nice. Ike, soak it in, man, and hopefully you can have a wonderful weekend coming up.
Appreciate it, man.
Good stuff, as always. Ike Jones from the War Report.
Just get some magnets and just put it on the bottom of the plane.
He is not claiming Peyton Thorne, especially after Auburn's win against Michigan State.
No, all Peyton Thorne did during Auburn's pro day when he was throwing to other receivers was literally showing the reason why you should be looking at the receivers and not judge them based on the season because they had Peyton Thorne throwing to him.
It's all about the long ball, dude.
Every single time that one of those receivers got a ball thrown to him and it wasn't on target or weren't anywhere close, he just had to look at the scouts and go, now do you see what I was dealing with?
No. Well,
now
here's
you
the
see
thing.
it in person.
Here's the thing. You go back to when he was at Michigan State, he was putting up yards. He was putting up numbers,
It's
Joe.
the Big Ten, and
They
he only had
might
to throw
as well
once every
take him.
3 downs.
He also had 3, wide receivers that are currently in the NFL on his roster. But regardless of that, Joe,
I guarantee you in about 4 years, we'll say the same thing about this roster too. Because all those wide receivers that were on that team is going to be in the NFL.
No doubt about that. Joe, we got to hit a break. When we get back, close out the first hour, look towards the second, and also your phone calls. 256-576-97.7 is the number to get into 97.7 ESPN The Zone, The Blitz, ESPN Winchester, and WZZN TV.
This is Brent Musburger's BSIN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. AI-powered betting models to help you make sharper picks during March Madness. Free 7-day trial available now at rhythm.com. That's RITHMM.com.
The Duke Blue Devils are the betting favorite to win the national championship at plus 105 with plus 275. Florida right behind them. Houston at plus 450. The Auburn Tigers plus 500. On Sunday, Auburn beat Michigan State 70-64 to advance. Houston over Tennessee 69-50. Final Four action in San Antonio on Saturday. Florida faces Auburn. The Gators by 2.5. Duke by 4.5 against Houston. The Atlanta Braves got shut out 5-0 against the Padres on Sunday. The Braves are 0-4 as they start a series against the Dodgers tonight. LA 5-0 to start the season. Atlanta plus 165. The Dodgers minus 200. I'm Chuck Sanders on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is you need a new roof, not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. Their locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
The Bass Pro Shops Red Crest Championship Outdoor Expo will be at the Pond Bronze Center April 4th, 5th, and 6th in conjunction with the MLF Red Crest Championship on Lake Gunnersville. The Outdoor Expo will be open from 11 to 6:30 daily, and the first 200 kids 14 and under on Saturday will receive a free Abu Garcia rod and reel, courtesy of WHNT News 19. There will be hourly giveaways, tackle and boat deals, seminars, and a chance to meet the pros. And it's free of charge. The Bass Pro Shops Red Crest Championship Outdoor Expo, April 4th through 6th at the BBC.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at jetsuperstore.com.
Thank you for making us your number one choice for sports talk in North Alabama.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Joe, I know that you're a fan of the Japanese. Believe it or not, Vocaloid Hatsune Miku actually sung this one in concert at one point. It's a serious. It's a Vocaloid. It's not even a real person. And obviously, she fills out arenas, she fills out stadiums, all of that stuff. And all it is it's like a plexiglass sheet, and it's a hologram. So if you remember that Tupac concert that happened years back, it was similar to that, and people got lit over it. Yeah. So Fiend was also sung by Hatsune Miku. So
I finally finished my first season of my Japanese baseball game.
Nice.
Last night.
You lose?
Made it to the first round of the playoffs and got swept by the Swallows.
You were telling
I got swallowed up.
You were telling me that you were getting worried. You were getting concerned. You're actually stressing a little bit.
Yeah, my team wasn't championship worthy this season.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
The game was already tough enough, but then whenever you get into the postseason, I feel like this is the same with the NHL games. 10 times harder.
Lost 3-2 in game 1, and then lost in the 12th inning in game 2 on a ball that went over my right fielder's head. Like, it was one of those, like, I tried jumping to try to make the catch. It was, didn't happen. So first season's over with. So now Pro Baseball Spirits, I need you to update the game so that we can have the 2025, so I can go ahead and get that going, because
exactly.
I'll be honest, I have MLB The Show. It's not the same, man.
No.
It's not the same.
Well, have you played college yet? Have you played the college teams yet?
I did, and I actually got recruited and I signed with TCU. Went on to win the College World Series, and I got drafted by the Cubs. Didn't choose that. They drafted me, and it's kind of cool. Man, that atmosphere in that Japanese game is just different. It's just different.
I understand.
They don't have the torpedo bats in MLB The Show. So, it's not realistic.
You're segueing one way. I was actually going to look at the comments. I saw what Austin threw in there. He was like, did you guys see or hear about what happened in that Detroit matchup? And I was like, yeah, I mean, we saw what happened in Minnesota. It happens almost every single night outside of the arena as well. But yeah, there was a little bit of a scuffle. It was a little bit bad. It was a little gross, but it wasn't as bad as what you were about to get into.
No, yeah. The only thing that is actually doing well with MLB The Show is the fact that the Braves aren't winning on that game either. So it is kind of realistic in that aspect. 0-4 on the season, and they're playing the Dodgers tonight, 9:00. That's going to be really fun. You can hear that disaster here on 97.7.
Well, who knows, Joe? They might get their stuff straightened out. They might be able to surprise the Dodgers, who are 5-0 on the year so far. So.
The one road trip that I hate every single year, it is even the LA one. Like, this one's fun. Like, there's still a part of me that goes, you know what? I'm kind of okay with this. I hate San Diego with a passion.
My sister lives in San Diego. Why are you dissing it?
Not the city. I don't know what it is, but whenever the Braves, either when they were playing at Qualcomm or when they're playing at Petco, they cannot play there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
It always seems that way, doesn't it?
They literally suck.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced San Diego.
No,
Joe.
It's pronounced get out of there before you lose another game. That's how it should be pronounced.
Well, they can only play so many games there. And,
which luckily they don't have to play a single game the rest of the season there.
Oh, wow. That's
why I'm okay
lucky.
with this. I am okay. There's two. Look at this. I'm okay going to San Francisco later in the season. I'm okay going to Colorado. I'm okay going to Anaheim. I'm okay going to Seattle. I don't care. Sacramento, wherever. I don't care. I'm okay with those. But getting LA and San Diego out of the way in the first 7 games, I don't care if this team starts 0-7 because they are awful at those 2 stadiums. Let's just go ahead. I want to start in San Diego every single year just so that we go ahead and get it out of the way, and that doesn't have to kill any sort of momentum whatsoever for the Braves.
Well, thankfully, after playing 2 of some of the better teams, I would say, in the MLB, especially the Dodgers,
I mean, you're playing the team that literally played against the Dodgers for the NLCS. I mean, it's,
But after these 2 series, okay, which we're still going to be watching, we're still going to be listening to on 97.7. You get the Miami Marlins. I mean, come on, Joe. I mean, you get opportunity to win, even though.
Oh no! See, that's what I'm saying.
The record's
that's why I'm
showing.
not. That's why I'm not all upset about it because I just hate playing in San Diego. The very moment, this was why I wanted the Braves to win the doubleheader against the Mets so incredibly bad. So it's not because I was worried about them going on the road or anything like that. I just didn't want them playing in San Diego.
I got you.
I don't know why. I don't know what it is about that area. They cannot play in San Diego.
Well, they
don't know why.
Maybe they just need to get into a routine. Maybe they need to get to San Diego a little bit sooner, make it feel like home, and then they're going to be able to win some games.
Not playing in San Diego is the reason why we have a freaking Morgan Wallen song that makes every guy cry that's a Braves fan. Yeah, Sony's awesome.
Geez.
Seriously, literally, like today is the great day to just be driving around Huntsville right now listening to 98 Braves.
Yeah.
It really absolutely is.
Have you ever been to San Diego?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
We might need to make a trip.
I actually tried because my wife and I went to LA back in 2015, I believe is what it was. And it was night that Kobe was that story.
Kobe.
Yeah, it was I wanted to drive to San Diego. Like I just wanted to go, like I'd never been. And the Padres were in town. I just thought, you know what? It would be kind of fun just to drive down to San Diego.
Check it off the bucket list.
I think that the stadium is gorgeous. I think it's amazing how they built it into the building. I love every bit of it. I just hate the Braves playing there.
Gotcha.
I don't know what it is about San Diego and the Padres. I'm not even that upset whenever the Padres come to Atlanta. It's not a team thing. It's literally they just can't play in San Diego.
Well, routines, they're more important than you think, Joe. And the Yankees made a routine of hitting as many home runs as they could as they were playing up against the Brewers. But some people are speculating
there's a reason
that they are cheating. And Joe, you say there's a reason.
There's a reason.
But the one guy that was hitting the most home runs was not using that bat. And it is called the torpedo bat. So in the second hour, we'll dive into a little bit more of that. Talk about some routines that we know and love. And get into your phone calls, 256-576-97.7 here on the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Now is the time to sign up for the Eagle Installation WZZN Charity Golf Tournament to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation. This year's event is the morning of April 21st at Cherokee Ridge, and each member of the winning team not only gets the championship belt, but a full year membership to Cherokee Ridge. Breakfast and lunch are provided, plus tremendous prizes and a chance to win $100,000. Cost is $800 a team or $200 per individual, and corporate sponsorships are available. Send an email to 977WZZNevents@gmail.com to reserve your spot today.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's a daily update on Bama sports and it's brought to you by CB&S Bank. Bank anywhere, at any time with CB&S Bank's digital solutions. Managing your finances has never been so easy. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. Alabama softball won its weekend series against Georgia in Tuscaloosa. Here are post-game thoughts from the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Patrick Murphy.
It was a very gritty win, very resilient. Got a tough group of young ladies. The analogy of bend but don't break really comes into play, especially today. And at the very end, the defense did that. That was huge. We needed it. After usually on a Sunday, and we call it Championship Sunday, it's probably going to be an offensive day because both teams have seen a lot of the pitchers. They know what's going to be thrown. They know, the hitters. And it's usually the team that scores obviously big runs in the last day. And thank goodness we had 8 because we needed all of them.
I'll have more in a moment.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations. You could say we know a thing or two about tradition. We've been family, community, and financially strong since we began in 1906. Being a team player is part of our culture. That's why at CB&S Bank, we're proud to sponsor the University of Alabama Athletics and prouder to take the field or court with you. Visit cbsbank.com today. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Join us tonight for Hey Coach, presented by Alpha Insurance, live at Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa at 6 p.m. Central. Hey Coach is available to listen to across our full radio network, the Varsity Network app, as well as a video stream on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by CB&S Bank. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. AI-powered betting models to help you make sharper picks during March Madness. Free 7-day trial available now at rhythm.com. That's RITHMM.com.
The Duke Blue Devils are the betting favorite to win the national championship at plus 105 with plus 275. Florida right behind them. Houston at plus 450. The Auburn Tigers plus 500. On Sunday, Auburn beat Michigan State 70-64 to advance. Houston over Tennessee 69-50. Final Four action in San Antonio on Saturday. Florida faces Auburn. The Gators by 2.5. Duke by 4.5 against Houston. The Atlanta Braves got shut out 5-0 against the Padres on Sunday. The Braves are 0-4 as they start a series against the Dodgers tonight. LA 5-0 to start the season. Atlanta plus 165. The Dodgers minus 200. I'm Chuck Sanders on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Second hour, final hour, best hour. 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Joe Hunk, John Abraham. As we are rolling on a Monday where Alabama's basketball season has wrapped up, Auburn's basketball season continues. Braves have still yet to win a game, so if you haven't got to watch them just yet because they're on the West Coast, you're not missing anything. They are 0-4 to start the season. And they play the Dodgers tonight, so it should be really good. 9-10 first pitch. So, it's good. The only good thing about this, and this is what's also crazy because, yes, going back into the Japanese baseball thing, both nights that we finished up the Havoc games, got home about 10:30, 10:45, wasn't able to go to sleep. 11 o'clock, first pitch in Japan.
Oh,
it was just boom, boom, boom. Over here watching something called J Sports 1. I assume that's like their ESPN. I have no idea whatsoever. Oh, yeah. They had 1-night game and 2-day game. So midnight, 11 a.m. That was our 11 p.m. Boom, first pitch.
Nice.
So there I am, 10:45, getting home. I was like, all right, I'm going to rest for a second. Going to fire up the MLB The Show. That's what calms me down. Next thing you know, I get that notification. Hanshin and the Carp just now getting going. I'm like, oh, I am so in on this. Turn it on. Boom. First inning. We are good to go.
Golly.
I was like, yeah, that wasn't smart.
Definitely, it is definitely a way to fall asleep to some baseball. I mean, that's the one good thing is you have something to watch.
You can't do it without
all day long.
You cannot fall asleep with Japanese baseball.
You can't turn it down a little bit.
No, because of all the chanting, all the cheering, everything. You can fall asleep during a baseball game like American, but you cannot do it in Japan.
There's something about the baseball in America. And I think the MLB even knows it because sometimes they throw out those commercials that'll be like, "Oh, the sounds of baseball." It's the water hitting the tarp.
Yeah, it's literally
the baseball hitting the glove.
It's what they do on MLB.TV.
Yeah.
Instead, when you're seeing the local commercials, you're getting one of those Zen moments.
Oh my god!
And all it is like somebody raking the dirt.
Yeah,
you're just going,
oh.
Okay, that fires me up for the next inning. Let's go. Let's keep
Honestly,
watching baseball.
Gets me into a question for the listeners. Best sounds in sports, like the pads hitting, maybe like the puck flying off the wall, like something like that. Best sounds in sports. That's the second hour question. 256-576-97.7, as well as, of course, the reactions from the weekend.
You bring that up, and the first thing that I think about is something that Moulton and I were talking about on Saturday night.
Yeah. Okay.
Right before the final game of the regular season at home for the Havoc. You were talking about the best sounds in sports. I'm going to go ahead and say that at some point in time throughout the summer, don't have to be now.
Okay.
We need to discuss songs that never ever need to be played once again ever at a sporting event.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
And this is a PSA, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to look at the camera when I say this.
Don't say the Ukesters, Joe.
No, the Ukesters are fine. In fact,
bring them back.
My family right now we just discussed the fact that the Ukesters played, and I may actually have to download the Flow Sports feed just to prove that they were there. I know that we are an hour and a half away from Nashville. I understand that there are a lot of musicians in the Tennessee Valley that are listening, as well as still in Tennessee and around the world on the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app.
Amen.
This is a plea. This is a plea to every single one of you. I don't know who is hearing this, but please listen to the sound of my voice and understand how serious of a situation this is. Can one of you, for the love of God, please write another song about a Zamboni so that we do not have to hear that stupid I Want to Drive the Zamboni song every single time a Zamboni gets on the ice, no matter if it's Huntsville, Nashville, Atlanta, Dallas, the Super Bowl. I don't care. I am sick and tired of that song, and we have to hear it every single intermission in America. Please give me another song about a Zamboni. I beg of you.
Can't sleep at night.
Dude, I'm telling you right now. Look, I want you to do this right now. Think about it, okay? Because there were 28 home games this year. 28
of them, yes.
Multiply that times 2.
I don't do math.
I know that you don't do math. Okay, that's 56.
Yeah.
Then, hold on, add another 28 to it. What do you have? You still don't know, do you?
84.
You have 84.
Whoa, really?
Yes. That means that there were 84 separate times that I had to hear I Want to Drive the Zamboni, because every single time the Zamboni gets on the ice, not to mention, let's go 3 more because we heard it in Pelham when we went down there for the Birmingham game. We may hear it in Macon if we go to Macon. We may hear it in Evansville if we've got to go to Evansville for the playoffs at some point in time. So now we're getting close to 100 times this year at a hockey game. I've had to hear this I Want to Drive the Zamboni song, and I am wanting to literally just destroy that song, okay? I know a lot of people would love to go back in time and be able to go ahead and change something in their life. Just, hey, I wish that I'd done this. Remember how we talked about it, going left instead of going right?
Yeah.
Option A over option B.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go ahead and just go. I swear I want to go somewhere, find the time stones from Doctor Strange, and I want to go back to whoever wrote that song and just look at them and go, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it ever again. Never do it.
No, I want you to write a song about driving a golf cart. I don't care what it is. Do not write that song about that freaking Zamboni.
Joe, but you got to think about the ramifications. What's going to happen? If you don't write that, then we might not see America be as powerful as they are in the hockey scene.
I tell you right now, somewhere right now in Russia, they're getting ready for a hockey game. And at the same time, that Zamboni gets on the ice and that stupid song is playing. It's not a VBC thing. It's not a Pelham thing. It happens on every skate rink around the world whenever it's time for the Zamboni to get on the ice.
I'm sorry that's going through your brain nonstop.
Yeah, it's
Joe.
become a routine now. It's like, here comes the Zamboni.
Oh, you know what you're going to get.
Here we go.
Oh.
I went down to the local arena, asked to see the manager man. No.
Is that those are the lyrics?
That's literally the lyrics.
Golly,
I'm not even
I just know
making
the
that up.
chorus. I just know the chorus.
That is how the song starts every single time.
All right.
And I promise you, it is seriously like you're singing Friends in Low Places. Because when it starts, every single person at the exact same time does that exactly what I did. Well, I went down to the local arena.
Well, I went down to the phone lines and we got Brandon on with us. Brandon, how you doing, man?
I think I scared him away.
No, Brandon's there. He's always there. Brandon, how you doing?
What's going on? There's a little bit of the delay. Like I can hear y'all talking, and then there's a beep and it's silent.
Yeah,
so I think when
No, you're good. It could have been my fault. Probably was.
well, y'all are talking about songs. I've been trying to figure out how to redo Craig Morgan's Redneck Yacht Club.
Why?
And make it Outfield Fence Club for Charger Park.
Dude, I'm telling you, seriously, last Saturday, I think we had like 15 trucks back there.
Just the trucks. Just the trucks.
Just the trucks. And those weren't counting SUVs nor cars. And then if you add what's over at the softball field, I think it's doubled.
Golly. I'm looking forward to April 12th whenever I get to call some of those UAH games again, because I have so much fun doing the softball games, and I do want to see the growth of the fans coming in and of course getting all out on the UAH baseball, softball, all of that jazz, because basketball season, of course, slowly but surely coming to an end.
I didn't know that Joe hated the Zamboni song so bad. I could just see LSU Lynch jumping on the Zamboni and like doing something really bad.
Look, if there was a CD somewhere that was just like the one copy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the only copy of it. I promise you, I may do everything in my power to go and destroy that thing. If that was a thing, I would.
Joe's going to be like the government and just erase it from our memories.
I would love to do that.
Uh-huh.
I wish I had the Men in Black thing. Wish I did.
I need Joe to sing the song while he drives the Zamboni.
Ooh, the fan bony.
Oh, no, the fan bony's a different thing. Fan bony's actually kind of fun. The Zamboni's like right behind it, kind of like it's that car that's trying to get around you on the interstate. It's like, hey, I'm glad you guys are having fun. I got to get to work.
Yeah.
That's the way that the Zamboni drives whenever it's on the ice.
So I had said something, I guess, a week or two ago about the Chattanooga Lookouts new stadium, and one of the listeners on the chat said something to me. He found me on social media and spoke to me. The Lookouts are getting 400 acres by the lake.
That's pretty awesome.
That's nice.
That is
really awesome. That is stupid. And then he says, well, you know, the Browns are getting a new stadium. And dude was a little bent about the Browns getting a new stadium. He was,
probably so.
Yeah, and I kind of, the numbers he put out there, I was like, golly, for every one game they've won, they've lost two over the past 25 years, and you're getting a $2 billion stadium.
Yep.
So, this entertainment district thing is taking hold.
Mm-hmm.
No, and
If
there's
you don't have one around your stadium.
Well, and I honestly do want to say that this was a change in direction for developers whenever they were looking at the way the ballparks were designed. Because when you go back, even back obviously to Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta and everything, and I'll use Atlanta for an example of this. Atlanta, they put Fulton County Stadium in a place, and the thought was, hey, we're going to build the stadium here, and then they're going to build, businesses are going to want to come to that place, and that's going to be the reason it was. Exactly. And so they did this in various cities, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, all of that. And so the whole idea was, we will build the stadium, and then the land around it will get developed because people will want to come to it. Then that never happened. And so now what developers did after they've went through their phases where they had like Camden Yards and those types of places, they said, wait a second, you know who always has sellouts and the fans that are always at games? Two places, Fenway Park, Wrigley Field. It doesn't matter how good those teams are. They always have fans. And why is that? It's because you've got Wrigley Field, and you also have everything that's around Fenway Park, which it doesn't really have a name. It used to be Yawkey Way. I don't know if they still want to call it that or not because, wokeness. And so you have all those things. And they said, what if not only we built the stadium, but then we also built the businesses around it, and it was almost like it was ours, and then we were making money off of developing that land. And so you started to see that with a lot of places. And now once the Major League Baseball stadium started having success with that, like the Battery and places along those lines, then you start seeing like, wait a second, this may be the idea. And now football stadiums are starting to add into this as well. And so that was kind of how development in stadiums go. And yes, I'm sadly able to say that I've read a book on this. That's the weird thing about this.
Nice.
I've actually read a book on baseball stadium development and the way that they came up with it. Yeah.
Well, if I had 400 acres by the river, I think I'd be trying to get the Rays.
Well, the problem, okay, so the problem is that one, Chattanooga is not a big enough market. It's kind of landlocked.
We're
because of
bigger.
the river.
We're bigger.
Yeah, we are
I
actually.
bet they would get more attendance in Chattanooga than they were getting there.
No, absolutely they would. No, you're not wrong. And this is kind of why I bring up the thing about with the Rays in Nashville, because I'm looking at a picture right now of where the land is that they are developing this on. And basically it's just like a bunch of old abandoned buildings and overhangs and all this sort of stuff. I don't know what this used to be, but it's right up against the railroad tracks. Was it concrete?
It was a concrete pipe warehouse.
Okay. So yeah, so it was,
and they poured all that and done that on that 400 acres there.
yeah. And so the development itself, in fact, based on the pictures that I'm looking at, they're kind of keeping some of the look of it just because of the history of the area. And that's where this land that I was telling you about right beside Nissan Stadium and now right beside the new Nissan Stadium is playing into it, because all that is like a shrapnel yard. But it would be the acreage that you would need to build a baseball stadium. And obviously Nashville is a city that is growing to an extent that you would want to do it. Chattanooga, look, I don't disagree with you as far as it is concerned, but I don't think that it's going to be, it would be kind of like a Green Bay of Major League Baseball.
Have you been? I went to Green Bay in the fall last year.
Yeah.
When Alabama played at Wisconsin. They have got a place that's popping up around there.
Yep.
Where they're putting a pretty good bit. And I mean, and they got the room in Green Bay, but it's amazing to me what you're seeing done now to try to fill these stadiums.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know the Yankees decided to come out with their own bat because they don't need a entertainment district around their stadium, which is a total another thing. But I mean, at what point are some of, and I would say like even at Bryant-Denny, it's not built up enough around Bryant-Denny.
Yeah, there's that whole cemetery kind of has an issue and a problem with that.
Yeah, and then also the right next to it, there's these
And then you got
businesses. And there is
the
no, there's
you have
no
like
apartments.
well, you have the dorms and all that as
Yeah.
well in it. So like, I think that with the college, I think it's a little bit different with college life than what it is with the professional aspect of it, because I don't think that you really have that with a lot of college stadiums. I mean, Birmingham is different because they built the district and then they built the stadium near the district.
Yeah.
But you don't have that with a lot of college stadiums.
What we need to do is we need to look at what Ryan Field is going to have around it, the Northwestern's new stadium, because that's being made strictly for the football team.
Yeah.
And it probably will have some stuff around it. But I know the stadium itself is going to be brand new completely. And I wonder if they were going to take some notes from the professionals and try and implement them.
Now that's going to be right on the lake, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. It absolutely is. And I mean, look at what we're doing in Huntsville with the Toyota field. Like it's the same thing. You built the field. It was in an open field. You've already put a lot of restaurants around it. I mean, the joke that I always make is, all right, somebody's going to hit somebody getting out of their car going to J. Alexander's at some point in time. Like, I mean, they're building that area up as well in it, but they're also still wanting to keep the parking so that it is, it does have that type of same level closeness to it. In Nashville with First Horizon Park is kind of in a neighborhood, but they do have a lot of neighborhood bars that have kind of been built into the stadium and around the stadium as well. And doing it, you're going to see that with these baseball, and especially even now with like some football stadiums. Look at what they're doing with Nissan. Nissan's being built, but they're building up. Basically, they're extending Broadway now across the river that they can continue that whole atmosphere of building up like a party district around the football stadium.
I think that Nashville has nailed it with what they're doing with Broadway.
Oh, absolutely, they have.
Oh yeah,
I mean, look,
I don't think anybody's got a better plan.
Well, no, and part of that is you have brought in enough stuff to the city in the arena with the Preds. You've obviously have an arena that is bringing in a ton of events like the SEC tournament, as well as rodeo, CMA Fest, all this other stuff. And so what's happened is all those bars on Broadway. Look, if people that are going to Broadway tonight, because that happens, could see the way that Broadway looked 20 years ago, they would be shocked, because this is developed into something that, honestly, yes, normal Nashville people stay away from unless they absolutely have to go down to. But as far as a tourist attraction, that is absolutely brilliant, because they've developed something that is there year round and is good year round.
And I wanted to say to you, I am looking at possibly going, and I guess it's next month, probably 3.5 weeks from now, Braves at Rockies.
Oh, that's nice.
You can fly Atlanta to Denver and back. Granted, it's Frontier for $100.
Whoa. That's what I'm talking about. That's traveling on a budget right there.
That is absolutely one of the stadiums that is on my bucket list. I've always wanted to spend a week or two in Denver. I have.
They're there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and I believe the Wednesday game is a 3:10 game.
Well, Joe, you're not going to that. I mean, you can't go to that.
No.
You got a show to do with me.
Oh, screw that. I may be on paternity leave.
That's what I was thinking just now. I was going to say, if y'all had any interest, I'm thinking about heading and going to that 3:10 game, fly out the day before, go to the game, then fly back that night.
$100. That's the farthest I would go out west, or I have gone. I've never been past Dallas, so
the West has so many amazing things.
I know.
Oh no, this is during the drop zone.
Okay, nice.
This is around the drop zone.
By the way, I looked up some of the newer pictures for Ryan Field, and it doesn't look like they're going to have a whole entertainment district, but I think what they're going to do is have a possibility for shops to pop up in these little buildings. So it's like during certain events, and then obviously they have a ice rink next to their stadium and all of that stuff. So it looks like they're trying to kind of ease into that, similar to how the professionals are just like full out, all out brawl, just have a whole little city in the area. So
are they going to have like burn barrels, crackhead style, so you can stay warm up there after game 6?
Probably
sending guys singing around it, doing a cappella songs.
Yeah.
Well, they could do like they do in Philadelphia and just throw D batteries and frozen beer at you.
Put some grease on those poles, man. Have to grease them up. All that winning that they do at Northwestern.
Good stuff, Brandon. Yeah. We got to hop into a break. When we get back, though, we really haven't gotten into this new bat situation. As much as we've talked about the torpedo bat, I don't know if many people understand what that actually is.
Yeah.
And we got a little bit of the information. It is legal.
It is legal.
So just remember that. The Yankees like to exploit the loopholes.
No, this is just brilliant.
Yeah. We'll be talking a little bit more about that when we get back, and possibly some routines, but who knows? Because this show, it's not about the routine. It's about the flow. We love the flow. Here on the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
To hoop it up at Baumhauer's Victory Grill with our Slam Dunk specials. It's nothing but net with a pound of our world-famous wings. Tip it off with our party-ready trays, including traditional wings, buttermilk fried chicken tenders, and hot lips, to name a few. Want a cold beer with those wings? How about $7.99 pitchers of Yingling served all day, 7 days a week? Break out those brackets and bring the gang to the best watch party place in town. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, the true king of wings.
Rocket City, for air that's cool and clean, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Get HVAC smart with Professor Green and the expert team at SensaGreen.com. Now offering up to $1,500 off any new Bryant system. Whatever it takes, Sensa Green has Huntsville covered. Remember, folks, with innovative, sensible green solutions, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games, and if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title. Because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beams likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
Have you discovered Good Company Cafe? The place for breakfast, brunch, lunch, and so much more. Enjoy brunch all day and pair with one of our many seasonal refreshing drinks, including alcoholic and non-alcoholic options. Choose inside or outside on our gorgeous, spacious, dog-friendly patio and have some fun with friends playing yard games in the courtyard. See catering, to-go options, and lots more at goodcompany-cafe.com. Good Company Cafe, 7500 South Memorial Parkway.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well-trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
This is Steve Moulton from 97.7 ESPN The Zone, and this is What's Happening. Be sure and download our app. Just search 977 ESPN in your Google Marketplace or your Apple Store, depending on your device, so you can take us wherever you might go. And you can also check out our latest zone deals. Head over to our website, 977ESPN.com. The top left banner reads, "Savings never tasted so good." Click on that, then enter in the big zone deals store for half-off zone deals of Lawler's Barbecue, Cecil, Carrabba's Italian Grill, Bubby's Diner, Corlejos Mexican Grill, Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, Divergence, Full Moon Barbecue, Bigfoot Little Donuts, Hickory Store Barbecue, Good Company Cafe, Apple Lane Farms, the Decatur location, and rounds of golf at Cherokee Ridge Golf Course and Gunter's Landing. And that's what's happening.
The Havoc Hour with Joe Hunk. Every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Live from Van Brewski's Tavern inside the Huntsville Iceplex. Only on YouTube at WZZN TV.
I swear to God.
No. It's good. It's another good day, annoying Joe Hunk.
This song is awful. You know, I cannot remember the last time I actually said I enjoyed this song.
Is this public domain? Do we know?
I don't know. We're probably going to get hit on something on Facebook at some point in time.
Could be like the happy birthday, you know. You're
No,
not allowed to put
every
that out
single
there.
arena in America plays this song.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
pay money?
I think every single hockey rink
How rich
in the world plays this song.
How rich was it Gear Daddies? Who does this song? Is it Billy? No.
I don't know who Gear Daddy or Billy is. All I know is this is the Blitz, 97.7 ESPN The Zone, WZZN TV. This song is awful.
It's gone, Joe. Don't worry about it. It can't hurt you anymore, Joe. It just can't hurt you until next game.
And that's like I don't even know what the next game's going to be. Okay, because we got to figure this out. Because We got to figure out what the schedule is for the SPHL playoffs. We don't know who the opponent is going to be. I think Huntsville needs 1 point right now just to clinch the 2 seed. I need to, and it's kind of I'm looking at, just pulled up the schedule now. So every single team now is at 54 games. So at the moment, Roanoke is 4 points behind Huntsville. So Huntsville just needs 1 more point next weekend in Macon, or they need a Roanoke loss.
All it takes. It's all it takes.
1 more point. You are the 2 seed. Now we may be playing Knoxville, maybe playing Evansville, maybe playing Quad City. Don't know, because all those teams right now are separated by 4 points. So there's a lot that still needs to be figured out, and we will, and that's going to be happening because yes, we have the Havoc Hour tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
We do have it, and I've had some people that have been kind of asking the question about it.
Could you say it's overtime for us, Joe?
That will be next week, which it will be overtime.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
All right.
Next week will be overtime.
So it's the last regular season Havoc Hour of the year. Joe, it's been fun. It's been great. Let's keep it riding all the way until the finals.
Well, and that is basically, that's how the Havoc Hour is going to go. Yeah. We are going to go as long as the team does. Yeah. That is, so just keep that in mind. If you're curious, do ask yourself, are the Havoc playing this weekend? Is there a Havoc Hour? Those things are both yes. Yeah. Then there you go. If one's yes, then the other is yes.
Ask your doctor about that.
Especially if your mic stand will not stay up for longer than 30 minutes.
Or if it's standing up for 4 hours straight. Regardless, March Madness, of course, the MLB opening weekend. Those are the conversations we're getting into. But on top of that, I'm going to have 18 seconds to talk a little bit of NASCAR at one point.
Crap. Just want to go ahead and knock that out. No, you don't.
No, I'll wait until the final segment for that. But I do want to talk about this, Joe, because there's this guy that has just been all over my feed, and his name is Ashton Hall. Okay, have you heard of this guy before?
I know Ashton Kutcher.
No, it's Ashton Hall. It's not Ashton Hill.
I know Ashton Genty.
Ashton Hall. He's honestly bigger than Ashton Genty.
I know Ash from the movies, Ash versus the World.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I know Vash, the Stampede.
Okay.
From Trigun. But no, there's this guy named Ashton Hall. Have no idea what he does. He makes people, they're able to get like $10,000. He might be a wealth management type of dude. He might be somebody else. Regardless of that, he's all over the internet. He's all over the news feeds. And it's all about this routine that he's got, this ridiculous routine where he wakes up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and he dumps his head in this ice water. He jumps in his pool. He's telling people to make $10,000 more, like all of this stuff. And it had me thinking, routine, it's a big part of our lives, okay? At one point, we're all reading that one book that's called Atomic Habits. And
I have that on my,
exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's read
small
that.
Victories, man. Focus on the small victories, not the big ones.
Exactly.
Or the big losses.
And we implement those into our daily routines, our morning routines, our nightly routines, all of that great stuff. Joe, you've got children. At that point, I don't know if you throw the book out.
Dude.
What exactly do you do for a routine that helps you stay on track every single day?
There is no routine. And trust me, that's part of the reason why, like right now, every single morning I'll walk in and I'll be like, this sucks so bad. I am so tired right now.
It has been like that as of late.
It has been. It is because obviously we're getting a lot closer now to my wife giving birth. And I think that my daughter is starting to kind of sense this, that she's no longer going to be the baby.
Oh no.
And I know that she's going to be excited about her little sister. She's going to love her and all this other thing.
Yeah.
But I also kind of feel like she is really wanting to hang out with mom all the time.
No doubt.
And including in the middle of the night. And so the past few nights, not only has little man come into the bedroom where we got his little pallet set up, the Nuggets. Yeah, we got that set up so he could sleep over there. But now little girl's starting to hop in the bed as well. And so now you'll wake up at 12:30 and then 2:30. And then this morning, little man came into the bedroom. I think it was about 4:30, which my alarm goes off at 5:30. So now I'm sitting here like, it's an hour. I want to go back to sleep, but I can't. And so there are no routines. And then the problem with it is it throws off the rest of your day. Like, I would love
It does.
to sit here and like prep and get all of Tom's stuff ready for the show coming up here in just a little bit. I also love this floor that I've found myself sleeping on way too much in the past couple of weeks.
And these soundproofing pads that aren't soundproofing pads that make it great.
Those are my
wonderful
pillows. Those are my pillows. See, like normally what my routine used to be before we had kids, I mean, literally before we had kids, wife and I would wake up at 4 a.m. We would go to the gym. After we would go to the gym, we would come back at about 6 a.m. We would go into meals, things like that. I would have egg whites in the morning. I would make sure that I had like turkey sausage, egg whites, make myself a protein shake. She would go get ready for the day. I would then go get ready for the day, go to work, come home.
Solid, dude.
I mean, like literally it's
solid.
boom, boom, boom,
First
boom,
off,
boom. It was a science.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. And, that's why they call it atomic and their habits. And we get them all dealt with throughout the days. You were doing the morning workouts.
Oh, I love morning workouts.
Whew.
I love them.
I hated them after I had to do them for football. We had to do 2-a-days. We started out in the morning before school. Then you have all of school. You're pretty tired. You're pretty exhausted. You're pretty sore from the workout. And then you have to go to football practice afterwards.
Well, and what would be so great about it is you wake up at 4 and 4:30, and our gym was basically from here to where the Costco is right now. So from the distance that the Parkway to the Costco is kind of where our gym was. So the almost died there. And so the way that it would work is we could wake up at like 4:50 and get to the gym at 4:55 in our class that we were doing, which was basically like an Iron Tribe. It was modified HIIT workouts, things like that. It was amazing. Trust me, I got jacked during that period of time.
I don't doubt it, bro.
And we were working out then. And then we'd come back. And then what would happen is by like 8 or 9 o'clock, you would be so tired because you've been up all day. You would then go to sleep and you would sleep through the night again until 4 a.m. and you would be good to go. And then boom, you just kept doing it over and over and over. And it would be really amazing. That was before we had kids. Now kids wake up whenever they want to wake up. Daughter's waking up in the middle of the night now. Little man is starting to actually sleep through the middle of the night. It used to be vice versa. I talked to Moulton, and my wife and I have talked about this. We are literally about 4 weeks away from the finalized date.
I like how you said it though. The drop zone.
It's the drop zone. Well, the reason being is because my other two kids, they were born at 37 weeks. And so 39 weeks in one day is when we can actually schedule the drop. But there's a period of time between 37 and 39 weeks that we kind of have to have the plan has to be set, because I got asked to do an event in New Hope coming up on the 26th of August. That's my birthday. The 26th of April.
Happy birthday, by the way.
I mean, it's still a few months away. But the 26th of April. And I told them, look, love to do it. I want to do it. I'm going to tell you I'm going to do it. But we need a backup plan because it's in the drop zone.
Yeah, no doubt.
It is. There are no routines. I would love to have a routine right now.
I want to show people. I want to show people the routine that we have whenever we actually get the day started here at 97.7, because I don't think anybody actually thinks of it. Like, they don't know what we put in the morning or what we have to do, what buttons we have to press whenever we're getting the talking ball started and all that. And I'm going to get the routine out there for the people. It's a little behind the scenes, and it's gonna be on our Instagram.
Holy mess, we figured out how to work.
Whoa, we got an Instagram. It's 97.7 ESPN. Go and follow that bad boy. Get a little bit more of the behind the scenes, less of the scheduling, because you want to, of course, be following our Facebook for that, and our Twitter is more for the shows that we have locally throughout the day.
For games like, say, the baseball game, because tomorrow we're Carson Newman's supposed to be in town taking on UAH.
Of course.
And so I do have a routine for that sort of stuff, whereas I get all the rosters set, I start researching the players, I start doing all that stuff.
Your pregame routine is amazing.
Well,
immaculate.
It's more out of anxiety than anything, because I don't want to get into the fifth inning and have nothing to talk about.
I'm a last second type of dude.
And so I prep like crazy
when
it comes to just the baseball game. And then now what I do is I get to the baseball stadium 3 hours beforehand, and I start going through my routine of, all right, let me check everything, make sure everything's good. Let me look for some last second trends just in case the team played last night. Then let's also then go down and kind of talk to some of the coaches, some of the players, see how that they're feeling and all of that. And then we come back up, and probably with about an hour to go beforehand is where I kind of lock in, start getting the rosters together as far as the batting orders, getting the stories for the pitchers once we get the starting pitcher for that night, and then we go ahead. Hockey's very similar. It's all about that routine because it adds a comfort level to it. And if at some point in time your routine gets thrown off, oh, it's bad. I am such a routine guy. And that's the reason why, like, personal life, not being in a routine whatsoever, oh, it's horrible. But as far as the actual like sports and stuff, oh, there's a massive routine. I mean,
Gotcha.
Bolton and I got to the arena for the last game of that 3-game set on Saturday. We were both at the arena by 4:30 p.m. for a puck drop at 7:15.
Joe, I'm sorry, but you're not going to get that out of me. I'm looking forward to the Sparkman games this upcoming year with Coach Ronnie Watson and all that great stuff. I am more of a on the fly, we're going to make this thing work type of guy. And obviously it's failed in the past, but it's also taught me plenty of things that I need to know. And then on top of that, what things I could, add in during the broadcast and all that stuff, which actually helps me out. So I don't jump to, the idea at hand that helps push it, it's also a reason why I don't script out the entire show. We have a general idea.
Yeah, I have a general idea.
And we go on it. And for me, obviously I had to get my sleep schedule right because, of course, switching in now producing a little bit more of the Talk and Ball show. It went from me going to bed at like 11 at the latest to then 10:30 at the latest to then 10. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try something. So this week I'm trying to go to bed at like 8:30 at the latest. And I'm waking up at 4:30. I don't want to get out of bed, but I'm waking up at 4:30 and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling decent. I could sleep in a little bit longer. And then 5 is when I get out and then I start doing stuff. And now I'm like fully awake going into Talking Ball. And it's wonderful. And also I get to enjoy the storms a little bit more.
Well, and for me, it was, I've always tried to counter the kids waking up because they'll wake up maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
My son has, it used to be night terrors, which any parent that knows about night terrors, those are horrific.
Oh yeah. I have sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
So it's similar, but not as loud and scary. Well, no, it's more scary probably.
Yeah.
I've never had a night terror.
Well, so with the night terrors, it was almost like one after when he starts having the night terror, then obviously my heart starts pumping, so I can't automatically go back to sleep.
It's scarier for the people around.
Yeah, because he has no idea.
Yeah,
he has no idea. And then what would happen is I go, okay, well, heck, I know I'm going to get woken up and I'm not going to be able to go back to sleep, so I'm just going to stay up and wait for the night terror, and then once that's done. Then I'll go to sleep. So like last night, for instance,
get one night terror a night. Come on,
seriously,
kid.
It really kind of is.
Not two.
And so what eventually started happening, like last night, for instance, I was ready for one or the other to wake up. And then it got about 11:30 and I said, all right, well, I'm going to go to sleep. Right when I got ready to go to sleep, I looked at my phone. I started kind of going through everything, double checking all the stuff and notes that I'd made. I was about to set the alarm, turn over and go to sleep. That's when my daughter woke up. Dang it, I just missed it, but I was just this far off. But that's the routine part.
Yeah.
And that's where I would love to be in some sort of a routine. I look at this Ashton Hall guy and the whole ice in the face stuff that he's talking about. I honestly would go, you know what? I would try that.
There's some things that you can take away from this guy.
Genuinely,
people are making fun of him. People are obviously posting their own routines that are a little bit parody. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I used to do the ice to the face every morning, help you wake up, help your face, of course.
Really?
Yeah. And I actually did it a few days ago as well. But before I did that at all, it was all about the cold showers. Those would help you wake up a little bit more. And I thought that was a very healthy way. And on top of that, it helps you lose fat too. It helps you burn fat.
Cold showers. Oh, cold showers.
They're wonderful. They're the next coffee right there. But head in the ice, not bad. It'll keep your pores closed. It'll also tighten up your face a little bit more, so you're not sagging like I am, just a little bit on my eyeballs.
Well, and like when I played baseball, I had my routines because I never hit with an actual like aluminum bat.
Yeah.
Until the game.
Yeah.
Like I never did. because part of my routine was always hit him with a wooden bat because the sweet spot is so much smaller. So what I would do is I had a wooden bat that I did, which was, it was like a composite bat that honestly I was given it from the Huntsville Stars.
Yeah.
Like
Had some cork in the middle too.
No, it didn't have a cork. It didn't have cork in it, but it was just one of those bats that just didn't break. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And so and it gives you the bounce off of it's the same as a wooden bat. The sweet spot's the same of it. And the Stars were using it for batting practice because it allowed them to, not go through 700 at bat or 700 bats for practice. And so I used that from the time that I was probably in 7th grade up until maybe 4 years ago, whenever I was even playing in like men wooden bat leagues. That was my bat. And so I used that the entire time because I would use that bat. And then once I got into the game, I'd been so used to hitting with the wooden bat, which was also heavier, that when I got to my bat, it felt like a toothpick and the sweet spot was bigger. And so I'd just mash. And so that was part of that routine that I always went through. I had music I listened to every single time. I had certain songs that I listened to every single time. Like those were all part of the routines. This whole ice bucket thing though, and not like an ice bucket challenge, but like putting your face in ice to wake you up. That one may be something I try.
You know what? Take it away from this guy and use it. See what it does for you.
I mean, obviously he does it like he was doing it like right before a meeting.
Yeah.
Like he's putting his face down in there and he's thinking for a second.
He'll make you know that it was right before the meeting because the little timestamp he puts on there.
Absolutely.
And he doesn't do it with just normal water. No, it's got to be this like blue sparkling water. Like I'm just like, wait, what?
It's the same. I mean, seriously, it's probably the same water that the chickens at Chick-fil-A nibble on just to try to get healthy. It's like that Jesus water, man.
Because it makes
something that the Lord made.
It does make the God's chicken. I mean, that is the God's chicken at Chick-fil-A.
It is one of those that you're just going, dang,
and you're
okay.
And you're going to be able to get some if you get signed up for that amazing golf tournament that's going to be coming up to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation. If you want more information on that, head on over to our social media pages and or our website 977.com, and you'll be able to see the information for that and also get yourself signed up because it is coming April 21st, the day after Easter is when we are going to be at Cherokee Ridge Country Club for that. But you talk about routine, you talk about bats, Joe, and it kind of had me thinking about this whole torpedo bat that Aaron Judge decided not to use because he's within a routine of hitting home runs with a normal bat.
See, and I loved his answer. His answer was extremely simple.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the way that I've been hitting the last 2 years? Why would I want a different bat? I know I'm hitting well with this one. Why would I want it? We'll talk more about it when we come back. John gets his 18 seconds also as well.
Woo!
NASCAR lap, whatever we're calling this thing now. When we come back, 97.7 ESPN The Zone, as well as WZZN TV here with the Blitz.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Rocket City, for air that's cool and clean, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Get HVAC smart with Professor Green and the expert team at sensagreen.com. Now offering up to $1,500 off any new Bryant system. Whatever it takes, Sensa Green has Huntsville covered. Remember, folks, with innovative, sensible green solutions, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey, Wes. Our company, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs.
I'm a fifth-generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
Well, you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10 plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead, ran away, and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
Can't get a ticket? Never miss a second of Huntsville Havoc hockey.
It's the Alger back to Ruffin, over to Buster. Who you gonna call? Buster Larson with the winner.
With the Havoc Zone, only on 97.7 ESPN.com and the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app.
Added another one to that this weekend with the Buster Larson.
Nice.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
Because I mean, he also just kept scoring this weekend.
Well, that's good.
So Buster was part of it. Also, congratulations if you were curious about the Saturday night game and how much money the Havoc raised on Saturday night, because it was Military Appreciation Night. They were auctioning off the jerseys live right after the game.
Nice.
It was all going towards still serving veterans. And the number that they just sent out yesterday afternoon was that the jersey auction got $64,721 raised.
Whoa!
For still serving veterans. And that was all part of Military Appreciation Night, which also had members of the Redstone Arsenal rappelling down from the rafters as well for pregame. So there was a lot of cool things that took place before that game on Saturday night that also ended with Huntsville winning that one 5-2. It was much closer than that. Then once Huntsville scored goal 3, then they scored goal 4, then 5, and oh look, it's ball game. Is this to your 18 seconds?
Congratulations to the area of Huntsville. Huntsville, those fans are absolutely amazing. We love you guys, and we know you love us as well. Matthew, he said, the attendance record for the entire year, 175,000 people. Also, Matthew, we'll make sure we shout you out on 420 because it is also his birthday. So we share birthdays, Joe.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, so for our
nothing that you guys could do that day that's would be similar at all.
It's Easter, so that's what we'll be doing.
Is that Easter?
It's Easter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you're doing.
Oh, what's this? What's this?
God.
Oh, yeah. Joe, I got 18 seconds, baby. The most
And
energetic
of course
segment.
my mic doesn't work.
The most
after this.
energetic segment on the entire network, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Joe, I got 18 seconds. I'm ready to tell you everything.
All right, hold on. Let me get my song ready.
In
Hold on.
Martinsville. Here we go.
Oh, fine, go.
You guys like Denny Hamlin because he led 274 of these laps on this little track that only took 18 seconds to wrap around. Denny Hamlin gets his first win at Martinsville for the first time in a decade, since 2015. Behind him, Christopher Bell and Bubba Wallace, who has absolutely been showing out with top 5 spots. He doesn't win. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay.
18 seconds. That's it. Ball game. There you go.
So what else do you want to talk about?
All right, torpedo bats. Here's the explanation that Michael Kay gave during the game about torpedo bats, and it's a better way of explaining it. It's way better than anything that John and I could do.
You see the shape of Chisholm's bat?
Dude, it's got a big barrel on it.
Well, it's actually a little bit lower than the barrel. The Yankee front office, the analytics department, did a study on Anthony Volpe. And every single ball, it seemed like he hit on the label. He didn't hit any on the barrel. So they had bats made up where they moved a lot of the wood into the label. So the harder part of the bat is going to actually strike the ball.
Weird way to hit. Going up there expecting to get jammed and putting the meat of the bat towards the label.
It allowed you to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, your weight, all right, dude.
Well, and they're kind of joking about it, but the torpedo bat, it was developed by a former MIT physicist. And the whole idea of this is that the weight of the bat, as far as where the end of the bat is concerned, is kind of what they call like wasted weight. And so what they've done is they have moved that weight where the heavy portion of the bat is actually where the barrel and the sweet spot is, which is the reason why you have the size in which you do. Is it illegal? This is the rule for Major League Baseball. The bat shall be a smooth, round stick, not more than 2.61 inches in diameter at the thickest part, and not more than 42 inches in length. The bat shall be one piece of solid wood. Note, no laminated or experimental bat shall be used in professional game, either championship season or exhibition games, until the manufacturer has secured approval from MLB of his design and methods of manufacturing.
Yes,
so
it's legal.
It's legal.
It just looks weird.
It does look weird because they have kind of moved it to where basically the sweet spot is for every single batter.
And also one note that you might miss, it helps you wait a little bit longer. And if you know
the weight distribution,
the Yankees have a very short right side of the field. That's exactly what it's, that's what it's all about.
Now,
You're able to rocket this thing over that
as
side
far
of the
as
field.
all the home runs are concerned, this goes back in the philosophy that I've told you about numerous times. Former pitcher going up against his ex-team where the lineup is made up of nothing but guys that used to be teammates against, which means guys that have seen him numerous times.
Not one, not two, but 3 in a row to start off. Holy cow.
Yeah, that was how it went.
We're out of
Tom
here.
Abraham show coming up at noon.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com.